This video is brought to you by Scott Matthews Facts. Hold on to your hats because this trial takes the cake for the most bizarre in history. In the past, we've seen trials for things like mountains, oceans, and even cats. But one pope of the Catholic Church took it to the next level with the infamous Cadaver Synod. This trial sent shockwaves through the church and beyond. It was a grotesque and eerie spectacle that featured the corpse of a former pope being put on trial for his misdeeds. That's right, you heard it correctly. A dead body on trial. It's hard to believe that such a thing could happen, but it did. And it's a fascinating tale of power, politics, and the macabre. Get ready to learn about the trial that rocked the Roman Catholic Church to its core. This happened in the year 897 AD, and the powerful Pope Formosus had passed away. However, his successor, Pope Stephen VI, isn't quite satisfied with just letting the dead pope rest in peace. Instead, he decides to dig up Formosus's corpse, dress it in papal vestments, and put it on trial for crimes committed during his lifetime. Formosus, a man of great influence, was appointed as Bishop of Porto Santa Rufina in 864 during the reign of Pope Nicholas I. His reputation as a skilled diplomat quickly spread, and in 866 he was sent to Bulgaria as a legate. There he impressed the Bulgarian ruler Boris I with his wisdom, to the point that he requested the Pope to appoint him as the Archbishop of Bulgaria. However, the request was denied due to a law that forbade a bishop from administering more than one diocese, which was meant to prevent bishops from building their own fiefdoms. However, Formosus's rise was not without its struggles. In 875, shortly after Charles the Bald's imperial coronation, Formosus fled Rome, fearing the wrath of then-Pope John VIII. A few months later, John VIII accused Formosus and some of his associates of conspiring to usurp the papacy from him. He claimed that Formosus had corrupted the minds of the Bulgarians, making them refuse any other bishop but him. He also accused Formosus of abandoning his post as Bishop of Porto and conspiring against the salvation of the state and Charles the Bald. As a result, Formosus and his associates were excommunicated. Formosus's difficulties came to an end following the passing of John VIII in December 882. He then returned to his role as bishop in Porto and remained there until his election as pope on the 6th of October 891. However, it was the previous conflict with John VIII that served as the foundation for the charges brought against Formosus during the Cadaver Synod. The charges were ludicrous, including accusations of perjury, ambition, and sorcery. But the trial was no joke. Pope Stephen VI was determined to exact revenge and humiliate his predecessor. He acted as prosecutor, judge, and executioner. And to make matters worse, he had the corpse of Pope Formosus speak up for itself during the trial, with a deacon propping up its jaw to make it seem like it was alive. Unsurprisingly, the trial ended with a guilty verdict, and Pope Formosus was stripped of his papal vestments. 3 fingers of his right hand that were used for blessings were chopped off, and his body was thrown into the Tiber River. The Cadaver Synod was a dark and unsettling chapter in the history of the Catholic Church, and it sent shockwaves throughout Europe. The trial was seen as a violation of both religious and human dignity, and it sparked widespread outrage and condemnation. In the year 897, Pope Theodore II called for a meeting to cancel the Cadaver Synod, restore the reputation of Formosus, and instruct that his body be laid to rest in St. Peter's Basilica, adorned in proper papal garments. A year later, John IX took similar measures to invalidate the Cadaver Synod by hosting 2 synods, one in Rome and the other in Ravenna. These synods upheld the decisions made by Theodore II's council, ordered the destruction of all records related to the Cadaver Synod, excommunicated 7 cardinals who were involved in the event, and prohibited any further trials of corpses in the future. In the end, the legacy of the Cadaver Synod was one of shame and infamy, a stark reminder of the dangers of unchecked power and hubris. In contemporary times, the Cadaver Synod can serve as a warning against the abuse of power in any form of authority, whether it be political, religious, or otherwise. It also highlights the importance of respecting human dignity and human rights, even in the face of political or ideological differences. If you like this video, you'll love the books. Check them out on Amazon by searching up Scott Matthews.